Damn, I'm really starting to like him.
Me too. He sure is bending over backwards to accommodate.
Could be himself.
Help you folks?
What's up? What's up? Hey, everybody. Hey. Welcome. JJ, hey. You missed us yesterday, didn't you? Hey, Jennifer, Dami, Betty White, my boo, Ebony. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all better go check Ebony out. Ebony be finding the shows I never even heard of before and reviewing these shows, honey. Y'all need to go check Ebony out. Yeah, I saw your message after the fact. You didn't get the notification. Ever Oasis, hey, how you doing? Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Yeah, Ebony, I was listening to. I woke up this morning and you had dropped a few reviews, so I was listening to it. Listening to it. Something of Dallas, the not Billionaires of Dallas, but what is it? Something of Dallas. It's a YouTube reality show, and then Millennial. That's it. And then what is it? Dragula season 3. I've seen Dragula, but I don't know. Where does it come on, Ebony? Where can you find Dragula? Isn't that like a Netflix show or something like that? Because I kind of want to watch it, but for whatever reason, look, y'all, the way my ADD is set up, I'll think about something, and if I don't put it in my DVR or make a note, it'll be gone. But yeah, y'all check her reviews out. She's giving us something. And the thing is, hey, the real, I'm just saying, hey, Regina, where you been, girl? I ain't seen you in a minute. Oh, you've been working. Yes. Let me tell you something about going back to school, honey. I am tired. When I tell you today, my body aches. I'm about to rub. I'm get on this line for a little while, and then I'm about to rub these legs down like an old lady. And relax, cause baby. Hey, shorty, see how you doing? I think Ebony, don't you review that one too? The real the Gay Wives of Houston. I could have sworn I saw that. I could just be making up stuff, but I've seen that before. Somebody on YouTube reviews it. It might not be Ebony, but I think I've seen it. Let me say that. Maybe it just so many different names. Hold on, I'm telling my mother. Okay, on your way to praise team rehearsal. Pray for me while you're there, boo. Pray for me. There's a recliner chair that massages. Oh, like at the nail salon? Like one of those type of chairs? Like that type of chair? Jacqueline, I always go live when you at work, but I appreciate that you come through. JJ, just be blessed that you have one, boo. And that's not no dig. That ain't no shade. But there's a lot of people out here that don't. So I know how you feel, though. But let's be blessed to have one. Hey, little baby. How you doing? Well, thank you, Regina. I want y'all to. I hope everybody is reviewing them. When I get off of here, hey, senses and comment. When I get off of here, after I rub my legs down, I have to do my review for Ambitions. And then, of course, Basketball Wives comes on tonight. Queen Sugar and David Makes Man. I'm probably not going to get David Makes Man tonight, but I'm going to try to get Queen Sugar before I go to bed. But David Makes Man, I can pretty much guarantee that's not going to get done tonight. I can just promise you that. Hey, King Colton. How you doing? Thanks, Ebony. You exhausted and sore? What you been doing, girl? I'm exhausted and sore too, but that's because I've been lifting boxes, moving furniture. Today, I went and got all my books out the book room, so I had to load up the cart and then take it back to my classroom and unload the cart. And then, lifting and I got up on the chair a couple of times to hang some posters, just that kind of, just getting myself ready. Ain't nobody judging you, girl. Tammy is a mess. Let me tell you, but Tammy need to leave. Tammy is over that show. She's over it. And I guess she can't get out of her contract because I know she doesn't want to do the show anymore. But I guess she can't get out of her contract, and so they, Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Okay, stay for a while, King's Mina. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did, Regina. Thank you. I like my hair too. Somebody the other last night tried to read my hair, y'all. Last night they said it looked like something. It was a hairstyle from the 1980s or something like that. I said, oh, okay. Coming from somebody that don't have no hair, I just can't take that seriously. But it's okay. You ain't missed nothing yet, Carolyn. I just got in here. I just got started. I'm just saying hi to everybody. Welcome everybody. Come on in the room. Thank you, new subby. Welcome. Welcome to the tribe. Welcome. Sabrina Harris. Archel. Hello. Thank you, girl. Look, y'all know I don't do because look, when I took them braids out, I had all kinds of gray hair. Y'all can't see it here, but it's all kinds of gray hair going on right there. So probably not the next time I get my hair done, but the time after that is all it's gonna be colored. It's just gonna be a whole nother color. I got all kinds of stuff going on now. My color is thank you. I think it's pretty too, but it's by accident. It's all kinds of stuff going on in my hair right now. Cece need to quit the show. Girl, thank you, Carolyn. Well, there you go. Well, Ebony, there you go. You're gonna go white, little baby. Have you figured out what you're gonna do with your hair? It's a lot of new people in the room, y'all. So I'm just posting my social media information so y'all can follow me or contact me and all that good stuff. It's welcome to all the new subbies, y'all. Well, hey, Mila Christine, new subby. Thank you. You know what it was? I was a little worried because I had because you were telling me I kept my not you didn't tell me that, but we were talking about how I hadn't had a perm in so long, so I was a little nervous. But that's why I couldn't do the color and the perm at the same time. My style, my hairdresser was like, yeah, nah, we're not doing that. So yes, honey, those VH1 contracts, I feel like there was like what was that movie back in the day with the little leprechaun? What was that movie? Was it called Leprechaun? Might have been called Leprechaun, but they had to sign the damn contract, and it was like a lifelong contract, honey. My mother sent you here, Betty White. I know. I seen you over here. I seen you over in mother's chat. That's we about to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about the Mess Express last night, honey, and we're going to touch on this Richard Pryor thing. We're doing a podcast on Sunday, so those of you who've been following me for a while, y'all know what I'm talking about. I have a podcast that I do, which the podcast itself is on iTunes. You can listen to it on iTunes and Google Play or what have you. But we also do it. We record it live on YouTube. So we're going to talk about Richard Pryor. We're going to talk about the NFL. We're going to do our NFL preview show. We're going to talk about the whole Jay-Z NFL thing. Okay, it's not Mila, but I was close. Okay, Maya. I made the I a L. Oh, that's what I did. I'm blind too, baby. Because y'all know I got these thick glasses that somebody said. Girl, they was reading me last night, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. The podcast information. Okay, I'll post it. Hold on. And you know what? I haven't had an issue with. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. I'm going to work on that this weekend. But here's the podcast information. It is on iTunes and Google Play. And the podcast is called Really Bitch. Hold on. Let me get the correct, because it's spelled, the podcast is spelled the regular way. And it has the same logo, the red lips with the black, the same picture that's on my YouTube picture is the podcast picture, and it's called Really Bitch. So it's spelled regular. It's spelled regular. Yes, we're gonna get to the Paul. Can't even get it out. The Paul Mooney Richard Pryor thing. Hey, Really Bitch, just stopping by to say hey. Can't stay long. Gotta watch Big Brother. I know you and your big brother, Rebecca. I know you don't play with your big brother, girl. Are you reviewing Greenleaf? Yes, and a yes again, baby. I will be reviewing. Thank you, boo. Thank you for liking my hair. Yes, I am definitely going to review Greenleaf. And let me tell you something about this whole Big Brother situation. Let me tell you something. I was so happy when Nick got that power. And that daggone Christine, what is wrong with her? Oh, if I got to see her cry one more time. The podcast, okay. The podcast information, you guys. If you go to iTunes, if you go to Google Play, and just type in "Really Bitch" and look for the same logo that is on the YouTube picture. The my YouTube picture is the same logo. The red lips with the word "Really Bitch" written on it. That's my YouTube. That's the podcast. And I need to go in there because it looks like some of my old episodes are gone. I don't know if if iTunes just automatically purges them based on view, like if people aren't listening to them or not. I don't know. Because I went in there today to look for an old episode that I wanted to send to somebody, and they're not there. But I tell you what, I'm going to reload all of them old ass episodes because the podcast started off, the actual podcast, it started off with me and some of my girlfriends. And we were just sitting around, just talking about stuff. And so a lot of those old episodes are really funny and really good. So if I keep saying YouTube, if iTunes purged them for whatever reason, I'm going to just reload all of them. I still have all of them. I just want to upload all them because we started the podcast like in 2016. Now, I don't know if anybody was listening to it or not, but we have episodes. So yes, please go on over there and listen to the podcast, you guys. And support us over there. Because honestly, y'all, I originally started the YouTube page to support the podcast, but the YouTube page has sort of taken over. YouTube has sort of taken over, but I originally started doing this to support that. Hey, Art of Noise. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hey, Kiki Hood. Well, thank you, Dommy. Thank you, Boo. And one of the things I'm going to start doing, my goal for 2019, I had specific goals for the YouTube channel for 2019, and I have pretty much met all of those goals that I have for the YouTube page. So now for 2020, I got to focus on getting the podcast where I want it to be. I want the podcast to be, I want to get some things going on the podcast. So thank you guys for going over and subscribing to the podcast. I appreciate it. I do. And we're going to get more regular with putting the podcast out too. We're going to get more regular with that. And I got some things coming up, you guys. I have some interviews I'm trying to get together. I have some things coming up for the podcast. And I actually talked to somebody today for an idea for a new podcast. So that's why I was trying to send an old episode so they could hear what I was talking about. So I got to find all that stuff. So I don't have a whole lot to do this weekend. So I think this weekend I might focus a lot of time on just maintenance of the podcast. If those episodes were purged, I'm going to upload them again and just doing some maintenance, just updating some stuff and doing some stuff. But definitely, thank you guys for going over there and checking it out. I'm so happy to see you going live today because I enjoy your perspective and the conversation is a good distraction from my work day. Well, thank you, boo. Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to go live today because I went to dinner with it's my sister's boyfriend's birthday. So we went to dinner for his birthday tonight. And I just wasn't sure if I was going to get home in time. I knew I had shows to do, but I said I had something I did want to talk about. And then of course that Richard Pryor thing just sort of blew up, y'all. So we're definitely going to touch on that. Y'all know I do an hour, so time does fly, Betty. Time does fly. Hold on, about to be in enough money. Hold on, I missed something. Uh-oh. Somebody talking about some money. Oh, what I don't get with these YouTubers, or do you get out of all this drama? We're supposed to be adults. Baby. I don't know. Thank you, King Colton. I appreciate it. Oh, Dark Crystal. I think somebody told me to watch that before. Was that you that was telling me I should go watch Dark Crystal? Girl, I was in the grocery store yesterday and I started to take a picture of it and put it up on Hey Starbell. Hey Lamone. I started to put it up on Instagram. I was at the grocery store yesterday and they got the Christmas cookies out. Pepperidge Farm, they had a whole Pepperidge Farm stand and they had a variety pack of cookies, right? Pepperidge Farm, but it had gingerbread man, It was the sugar cookies with the red and green sprinkles on it. I said, they low key got the Christmas cookies out. They not slick. That is those. When you see gingerbread cookies, you automatically think of Christmas. And then it had the red and green sprinkles on it. I said they low key got Christmas out already. Thank you, Regina. I saw that. I posted it on the community page today. I reposted it. Yeah, Spiller Boy and I, they did the behind the bitch. Hey, El Teddy. Hey, boo. You feeling better today, baby? Them babies ain't good on your nerves today. Well, actually, it ain't even the babies. You deal with the crazy ass adults. They get on your nerves today. Teddy, y'all who were in this chat yesterday, and I got that phone call. I was telling you about that lady. Do you know when I got to work today, she had sent me a text. Sent me an email. I said, if this lady don't leave me alone about this damn bookcase. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love me some Pepperidge Farm, but I'm just saying they low key was putting out the Christmas cookies and I think nobody noticed. You know what I'm saying? Right. They might as well just go and put the paisley and the pastels out for Easter. God darn. Teddy is my house brother. He claims mother just like I claim mother. So Teddy is my house brother. Yes, he is. He is my house brother. That's my boo. And it's so funny because Teddy got that baby face right, but me and Teddy damn near the same age. But I think of him as like, because when I first saw you, Teddy, I thought you were a lot younger than you are. So now that I found out that me and you are closer in age, it's just funny. It's funny to me. But I claim that's my little brother though. That's my little brother. Let me just say this here. I fully supported both you and the host of the show tonight at Mr. Wilson's Live, and I hope you're feeling better. Oh, you're talking to Teddy. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, viewers of you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hey, Cookie. Vovo to love. Hey, Cookie. So, look, y'all. All right. So, look, let me go on and address something. Both my moderators are in here. So, hey, Monk Chip. Both my moderators are in here. So, if it's any shenanigans like there was last night, y'all just deal with it. I ain't entertaining it tonight. But I do want to say something. Hey, Ashley, not determined. Tangela Freeman. Hey, thank you, baby. Hey, Tricia. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say what I'm going to say, and then I'll go back and check the comments, y'all. I don't want to be rude to anybody, but y'all know I'm easily distracted. So last night, Mother went on the TSCC Mess Express. Hey, Quintessential. And I don't know if you saw it, Teddy, but Mother defended you and I when the host of the Mess Express came for our intellect. And Mother did defend us. And Mother was like, no, we are both very intelligent. We were both educators and we were very versed in our field. And then, then the host was coming for me a little bit. And, what I tell y'all the other day, what I tell y'all Sunday about going for the low-hanging fruit. And you heard Mother even say it. And she went for the low-hanging fruit. And we know what the low-hanging fruit is. She talked about my glasses and she said I was heavy. And I've got a lot of comments today. And I've even heard some commentary on these YouTube streets today. I'm not going to get into who said what. I'm not getting to calling names about he should have defended me more and he shouldn't have let her say that. And why would he let her go there about me? And then people in the chat even were kind of saying something about why are you saying that about her? Why are you saying that about her? And she sort of went off, well, I could have said this and I could have said more and I could have said this. Y'all understand something. And then I heard somebody saying it was a double standard because people had such a problem when the person who I've made amends with, when she said it, but people don't have a problem when the host of the Mess Express said it. So let me speak from my point of view. First of all, I don't have any problems with how Mother conducted himself on the panel last night. I honestly do not. We actually talked before he went live. In between him getting off of Mess Express and before he went live, we actually got on the phone. We had a conversation about it. And he told me, we talked about how the whole thing kind of went down. Then after he went live, I went back and listened to it because I hadn't heard the whole thing. And I heard how the whole conversation went down. So let me say this to you guys, and I only owe this explanation to y'all because I know y'all care. Y'all have had my back through this whole situation, and some of you reached out to me today, whether through comments or through email, because you had a concern. So let me say this to you guys. I don't have any problem with what was said last night because I understand the context in which it was said. The host of the Mess Express was producing a show, right? What, and this is my opinion, and the host may say something differently, but in my opinion, she was trying to get a reaction, right? She was trying to get a reaction from him. Knowing our relationship, knowing that he had defended me to other people, I feel like she was trying to get a reaction. And when she realized that he wasn't going to give her that reaction, she moved on to something else. But that's her job as somebody who was creating a show called The Mess Express, right? You go on that show knowing what you're stepping into. And it's kind of like when people would go on Jerry Springer back in the day and the producers would say, hey, your ex-girlfriend wants you to come on Jerry Springer. You know it ain't gonna be good news. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you're stepping into, and you go along with it for the shits and giggles. And I just feel like that's how it went down. Like that was a 2-minute moment in an hour-long show. And so I knew what she was doing with it. I knew what she was trying to do. She was trying to get a reaction out of him. And he responded and they moved on. You know what I'm saying? But he also defended my intellect. And I would much rather him defend the fact that I'm intelligent and I'm well versed in what I do for a living than any of that other stuff. So I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, it's a double standard. Oh, she didn't have a problem with, or some other things that have been said. And please don't think that it's that I didn't. I called into his live and said I thought he did a great job. And it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. It was, you know what you getting when you go on the Mess Express, right? So that's all I had to say about that. And again, I appreciate. Only reason why I'm saying that is because people reached out to me today about it, and I just want to let y'all know, child, I'm good. You're right. See, exactly, Monk Chip. Just trying to get a reaction, just trying to poke the bear, looking for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Something that would go viral, something that people are going to be talking about on them YouTube streets, something that's going to keep the conversation going. That's all it was. And when it didn't happen, she moved on. You see what I'm saying? She moved on to other stuff. It wasn't that deep. It really wasn't. So moving on, let me get to these comments, and then we're going to talk about Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney, y'all. And then we're going to talk about a couple of these housewives, some things I done came across in the last little bit of time. Not gun, Teddy. Guns locked and loaded. Yeah, see, Teddy got my back. That's my little brother. Got my back. Mama Bear don't play. Mama Bear don't play. Mama Bear don't play. Trust and believe. If James felt like he needed the windmill, y'all know what he would have done. Y'all know what he would have done. So don't. Folks talk about my glasses all the time. Child, anybody. What did I tell y'all on Saturday? What did I tell y'all on Saturday? I am blind. I have been wearing glasses. Let me tell y'all something. And you might even. I think she said she might even say something about it. To be honest with you, I was born cross-eyed. And sometimes I still have a lazy eye. I was born cross-eyed. I had to have surgery to fix it or whatever. And I've worn glasses ever since. I've worn glasses since I was 4 years old. It is what it is. My vision is so bad that they don't even recommend laser surgery because they like you would still have to wear glasses. Okay. So it is what it is. That shit don't bother me. I caught it. The host definitely played the passive aggressive. Yeah, you know. And that's the other thing too, Betty. Duchess Kelly Love was talking about it on his live last night, and that's exactly what he said. He was like, "Really, bitch, really, bitch can get out in them streets if she needs to, and I can." Hey, boo, I called in while I was the first person who called into Mother. Yeah, I heard you, Simone. I heard you. Yep, I heard you. And you have Mod over there, right? I thought I saw that. I enjoy you and El Teddy because you guys are very intelligent and you don't talk down or crazy to your viewers. Thank you. And I enjoy, and actually, James's live actually, he was Milan last night, actually evolved into a really great conversation about I don't want to go left with it, but it was a really, really great conversation about the whole way of feminine gays talk to each other versus, I don't want to offend anybody, but the lesser feminine gays. And because I'm gonna tell you, as a and this is somebody who's not a member of the LGBTQ community, I'll be honest with you, that bothers me, that whole cis thing. When they call each other cis and girl, I don't know why it bothers me, but it does. But it doesn't bother me to the point where I would say anything. So the conversation was interesting to hear that same opinion come from a gay man. And then El Teddy called in and added some commentary. And it was a really, really good, and the conversations in the chat, it was a really good conversation. It really was. It really was. All right, y'all, let me get caught up on these yeah, views of you. That's all it was. Come on, view. You know how this go. You know how this go. View. Um, Tasha Webb, if I didn't already speak, hey girl. Exactly, Monk Chip. Exactly. I'm at rehearsal. Okay, boo. See. Okay, I appreciate it. Girl, she on the praise team. Let me stop. Let me stop cussing. She in church right now. Regina, tell them what to do. That's right, Regina. Tell them what to do. Yeah, Simone, I honestly learned a lot myself. I didn't know some of what he was saying. I did know, or I was familiar with, but it was a really good on both shows actually, because the show on Mess Express, when they were talking about the term cisgendered and banshee boy and all of that. I'm familiar with the terms and I've heard the terms. And of course, if you look at polls, you hear a lot of these terms for the different categories. But to hear it broken down and explained, again, there was something to be learned. There was something to be learned. And then go over to his live and they sort of continued the conversation. It's definitely something to be learned. Hey, warm pecan pie. Okay, boo. Hey, J Dot. How you doing, baby? I watched the show. Even the male co-host tried to he did. Y'all, yeah, he did. He tried to shame me. Talking about I look like Daphne. Look like Daphne from Scooby-Doo. But my hair is cut a little bit like Daphne's hair. It is, with the glasses. But remember, Daphne was a smart one. She always solved the damn mysteries. So, but even the host of the Mess Express didn't think that was funny. Did y'all notice how she was like, nah, what? Nah, she didn't even think that was funny. So, um, hold on, y'all. What did El Teddy say? Exactly, Kiki. They had to move on because what they were doing wasn't working, and that's what they were looking for. They were looking for that moment. They were looking for the Jay Wilson Heidi blow up moment. You know what I'm saying? They were looking for that, and they weren't gonna get that. They weren't gonna get that. LGBTQ was a organization started for whites, by whites, for whites. I'm not a member. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was an actual organization. I thought it was just a label for people who are a member of that community. I didn't know it was an organization. That's interesting. I wasn't familiar with that. I did not know that. Interesting. See how you be learning stuff? Teddy, you know what? You ain't never lied about that. You ain't honey. Okay. To quote Jay Wilson. Okay. Okay. I'm the same way. I watch my language because in this day and age, anything and everything offends people. Yeah, and I think the Mess Express seems like VS tried to get ugly. I know how you said that too, little El Teddy. Ugly people to make her look. I should have read that whole comment before I started reading it out loud. Like when you go to the. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you. There's some really nice people on the Mess Express. I'm not doing this with you. Hey Claudia, how you doing, baby? Have you ever seen J Dot and L Teddy? I'm not doing this with y'all. Say that. Oh, that was hilarious, J Dot. You are wrong. You are wrong. Shondo, yes. Okay, moving on. So what do y'all think about this Richard Pryor thing? And shout out to Jaded Nerd. You guys go on over to Jaded Nerd's page. He did a video on it last night, and I thought his commentary was very interesting. It's not a long video. He doesn't do very long videos, but he showed you a clip. I got most of my information today from Jaded Nerd's commentary, but I did go on the website. Go on the internet and read up on some stuff. But he played clips from the interview, so it seems like exactly, Simone. And that's what I said. There's some really nice people on the Mess Express. That's what I said. I ain't going down that road. And Nika has never been anything but nice to me. So I don't have no beef with Nika. None. I don't have no beef with none of them. But I definitely don't. So no, you're right. And nobody called Nika's name, and I'm not gonna let nobody call Nika's name. But they are clowning, and people clowning, and they're gonna clown. But I'm not. But no, and Simone, that's right, Simone. You defend your friend, boo. But nah, I don't have no beef with Lady Nika. There are some professional roasters, and my mother is one of them. Mother will get it down. Teddy got some good comebacks too. I don't ever want to be on the wrong side of Teddy. Oh, well, thank you, Felita. Oh, thank you. Yes, House of Treasure in the house, baby. Yes, but yeah, I see your views of you. But look, no, so Richard Pryor. So what the story is, it goes like this. Richard Pryor's former bodyguard / trainer is writing a book, right? Writing a tell-all book. So we already know that when people get to writing these tell-all books, hey, JLC 87 Productions, how you doing, baby? That they have to be sensational. They got to give us something that's gonna make us want to go and buy their book, right? So what we're finding out, the bodyguard, I don't have his name in front of me, is writing his book about Richard Pryor. And what he's claiming is that Paul Mooney, and if you're not familiar with Paul Mooney is a very popular comedian. He used to write for Richard Pryor's show back in the 70s when he had his own sketch show, and they were actually friends. And he said that Paul Mooney molested Richard Pryor Jr., Richard Pryor's son, when he was a teenager. And hey, Jason Pearson, it looks like Jason, but I guess it's pronounced Jason. And if I said it wrong, I apologize. You know what? These notifications be tripping, y'all. But make sure you had a notification set to remind you every time I go live, because that's YouTube be playing. So, and Monk Chip, you know what? That's a valid point. Now that is a very valid point. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. That is such a valid point, Monk Chip. So, so when we start talking about him telling that story, and then they showed a clip of TMZ or somebody, finding Richard Pryor Jr. I don't even know how they found this man, because who's ever heard of Richard Pryor Jr.? But they found him and asked him whether it happened. What I found very curious was his response. And what his response was, he said, shit, I lost it. He said, whether it happened or not, that's in the past. That's in the past now. That didn't sound like a no to me. And that didn't, like, if somebody came up to me and asked me if somebody had molested, I'm gonna put my stuff in here because we got some new people, y'all, floating in and out. if somebody had rolled up to me on the street and was like, so is it true that you were molested by your father's best friend back in the 70s? Like, if it didn't happen, my answer would be 100% unequivocally, hell no. But his response was very evasive. He didn't come right out and say no. He didn't come right out and say yes, but it was a very evasive answer. And then the next question they said was, well, did it happen? Well, was it consensual? And his response was, well, if it was underage, how could it have been consensual? And again, I say that's a very curious answer because, again, I didn't hear them ask how old you were. But he was like, but if I was underage, how could that be consensual? I just feel like his response was very evasive, right? That doesn't mean that that's true. It just means that the way he chose to answer it to me was very evasive. And you can be over 18 and get raped, but when we use the word, I guess they use the word like when they're talking about molested or whatever, because if you're under the age of consent, it's automatically rape. It's automatically rape. If you are 14 and that person is 25, that's why they have the term statutory rape, because you can consent and say, hey, I want to have sex with this 25-year-old man as a 16-year-old, but in most states, the parents can press charges. And it is statutory rape, and there's a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother, we could go down that rabbit hole. So it can still be considered rape, even if a person is over 8, but under 18, I believe it's just automatic. Do we believe I have no idea whether it's true or not. Let me say that. Let me just be real clear. I don't know whether it's true. Paul Mooney has denied it unequivocally. The bodyguard goes on to say that when Richard Pryor found out, Richard Pryor wanted to put a hit out on this man and wanted to kill Paul Mooney. He had $1 million bounty on his head. Now let's think about this, y'all. $1 million in 2019 is a great amount of money. It ain't no live off the rest of your life kind of money, but it's good money. But this was in the late 1970s. That's like ridiculous money in the late 1970s, right? But he said that the whole thing sort of got thrown on the back burner because that's when Richard Pryor caught himself on fire. So that would have been early 80s then, I guess. That's a little closer to the early 80s. And so once that happened, and of course, Richard Pryor was high. He was like, and the one thing I would say about the thing that kind of gave the bodyguard a little bit of credibility was that he knew so much about Richard Pryor's pattern. He would be high from this day to this day, and then he was sort of sober out on these days. And when he was high is when he was talking about killing them and getting the bounty and getting the hitman, and then he was sober up and he would kind of move past it, and then they would go, hey, Richard, how you doing? And then they would, hey, Queen Sugar Rich. A few people out of missed as I see y'all talking in the chat. I'm going to catch up on the comments in a minute. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody else coming through here. Yeah. Now Monk Chip brought up a good point. Monk Chip's thing was, I don't think anybody should tell somebody else's story. And I think that is so valid. The bodyguard is obviously trying to sell books. So let's be clear. He has a motive. Whether the story is true or not, he has a motive to tell the story. But does he have a right to tell somebody else's story? Because Richard Pryor Jr. ain't bothered nobody. And as far as I know, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, as far as I know, he ain't put all that business out there. Now, I was told, and I couldn't find it before I went live, so let me be honest about that the wife has supported this story, that the wife is saying that Richard Pryor's ex-wife, Richard Pryor Jr.'s mom, said that this did happen. So Richard Pryor has admitted that he slept with men. Now he said it in his comedy, but y'all know. I don't like the timing of the stories because I told Paul is now in dementia. Oh, is he? See, I didn't know that. So Paul Mooney is having some health. He's 78, I believe. Part of me thinks that it's strictly for coin. It's true. Mooney has no major money, so Junior can't come after him. Civilly, book sales can pay off mortgages. Well, are you right about that? Wouldn't that be interesting? Views said Richard even said that he had a gay lover, but never said who it was. Wouldn't it be interesting if it was Paul Mooney? And the plot thickens. Teddy, you in my chat flirting? What they convicted who? Simone, being a heroin addict himself, Richard and Paul were probably messing around as well. And you know what? Now I've never heard. I mean, Richard Pryor's drug issues have been well documented, but Paul Mooney had drug issues as well. Well, you know, Richard Pryor had a really rough childhood, Tammy. Tammy said, doesn't it make you wonder why someone so successful like Richard Pryor would be so destructive? He had a really rough childhood. I don't know if you know a lot about his story, but Richard Pryor grew up in a house of prostitution. His grandmother was a madam, and he grew up in a hoe house. And his mama ran the streets, and I don't even think they knew who his daddy was. Um, and that was sort of his childhood. So Lord knows what trouble he got into. And then the culture of drugs in the 60s and 70s was a lot different than the culture is now. And you know, Richard Pryor became an addict for a lot of reasons. Like a lot of addicts, you know, he was masking his pain. He was trying to find an outlet for his pain. You know what I mean? He was a very troubled guy. He was a genius, which a lot of geniuses have some issues. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Timothy Blaine. Y'all can go watch Tim. Hey, DC Kool-Aid Lisa, how y'all doing? You can go watch Timothy Blaine's, because you know Tim was running in them streets back in the day. Tim he knew some of these folks. Hey, Cannonball, huh? How you doing? Community conscious, how you doing, babe? I think the lover was Paul. To me, the bodyguard insinuated that. Why was Richard so upset about Paul fooling with him? What was Okay, so let me take both parts of that. I would not be surprised to find that out that it was Paul, but he was upset because it was his son. Oh yeah, that too, little baby. I forgot that part. Richard Pryor was also molested as a child, by I think one of his mother's boyfriends or something to that effect. I don't know that to be a fact, but I mean I don't remember exactly who it was, but yes, I think it was one of his mother's boyfriends. Hey Mimi, how you doing, babe? Yeah, I think the Richard Pryor. I don't know why I got sidetracked, but I believe the Richard Pryor biopic is still in the works. Mike Epps is playing him, and I believe it's still happening. I don't know if it's having money issues. I don't know if the family isn't signing off on certain things, because you know the thing about a biopic, when you want it to be as authentic as possible, but when the person has stories that the family may not want out there, then it becomes very contentious with how much is going to be shared and how that's going to be portrayed. Now, the funny thing is, so much of Richard Pryor's life was an open book. At this point, it's kind of like, well, what can't we say? But you just never know. There's a reason. I don't know, because they've been working on this biopic for a while. Same thing with the Marvin Gaye biopic. I don't know what the holdup is, because how many of y'all watch Law and Order? And I don't know if you guys remember Jesse, what's his last name? You know who I'm talking about, the black guy that was on Law and Order for a couple of years, who was in Rent. When he left Law and Order, the reason why he left Law and Order was to do the Marvin Gaye biopic. And then it never happened. And I was like, damn, you quit your good job to do this movie. Because I guess the scheduling conflicted or whatever. So he chose the biopic, and he chose that time to leave Law and Order. He probably was ready to leave anyway. I don't know, I guess. But anyway, but then the movie never came out. So I don't know. Teddy is you know what, Teddy? When me and you actually do hang out, Lord, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. Hey, Sly Jones, how you doing, babe? Oh, thank you, views of you. Yeah, Richard needed. I mean, he had a couple of therapists throughout his life, but you know, Richard needed to want it. And I think there were times in his life when he did want it. Yes, warm apple pie. Warm I said apple pie, warm pecan pie. I love Law and Order. I think there were times in his life where he wanted to be clean, and he did. There were times in his life where he was stone cold sober. But it was always a trigger that would, take him right on back down there. Oh, so the Richard Pryor biopic was a Harvey Weinstein production, and so it got shelved because of. Oh, so that might not never come out, y'all. Oh, thank you, viewers of you. Oh, thank you, baby, for the super chat. Love you. Oh, look, L Teddy, don't be harassing Richard. Jesse Martin, yep, that was his name. Thank you, Deirdre. And hey, Deirdre, I don't know if I spoke to you when you came in, babe. Yeah, Jesse Martin. So, a lot of times, like I said, a lot of times with these biopics, we hear these stories about these biopics, and then we'll never hear nothing else about it. But a lot of times that's because the families get involved. And if a filmmaker wants to be authentic, but also there's a lot of times you have to get the permission of the family. Like when they did that Whitney Houston, but they couldn't use none of her music because the family wouldn't sign off on it. So they had to use like voiceovers or her, honey. Or was that the Aaliyah movie? What movie was it where they couldn't use her music? That was Aaliyah. That was Aaliyah where they couldn't use her music. Oh Lord, Richard. Oh Lord. Nick Cannon was taking over for what? A lot of these biopics that are made of these famous people's lives, we already know their stories because they were such big public figures in entertainment. Yeah, exactly. Like, so we know Richard Pryor's story. So at this point, and they even sort of did like a pseudo biopic when they did JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling. That was sort of a pseudo biopic of Richard Pryor. So I don't know how much the biopic is really gonna give us that we didn't kind of know if you didn't study him. I don't know. Oh Lord. Um, Teddy is a flirt. He's a flirt. Weinstein projects have been acquired by another production company. Okay, so I guess once all the legal mumbo jumbo gets resolved, we'll get to see what's going on. Okay, so it was both movies. I knew Aaliyah didn't have Aaliyah's music, and I never even saw that movie. I said, I'm not looking at this trash. I ain't looking at this trash. I did look at the Whitney Houston one though. Oh, Wendy Williams, yeah, because Wendy Williams isn't she doing her a biopic too? Oh, that's what you were saying. Nick Cannon took over. Now I know Nick Cannon took over while she was on her leave of absence. Um, but and I know that they're talking about pulling the show. So is Nick Cannon going to step into it? The Richard Pryor movie, Nick Cannon. Oh, Nick Cannon was taking over production of the Richard Pryor movie. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, Simone. I ain't catch the whole thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got a dumbass text. Anyway. Yeah, I heard the Leah movie was terrible, but was it Lifetime? Lifetime for some reason seemed to they fuck up a black biopic, honey. They will because now the Toni Braxton one wasn't that bad. The Toni Braxton one wasn't that bad, but you knew you weren't gonna really get a whole lot with the Toni Braxton movie because she was an executive producer, and it was really based on the book that she put out. So really, you weren't gonna get nothing that wasn't in that book. And she gave us a little juice in the book. She did. She gave us a little bit in the book, but you weren't gonna really get a whole lot more than that. By the way, L Teddy official. Oh, see, there y'all go. You ready for David Makes Man tonight? Because I'm a little confused. Now, you know what, Jason? I'm probably not the best person to ask about the David Makes Man. L Teddy and Ebony. Ebony she in praise and worship right now, so she can't really talk. But because let me tell you what my David Makes Man situation is. I loved the first episode. Like I thought the first episode was like the best ever, right? Then the second episode, I was so mad at that little boy. I wanted to jump through the screen and jack his ass up. Oh, I was so mad at him. Oh, I was so mad at him. Whose biopic is overdue? See, I'm trying to have two conversations. Better not mess up the the Clark sisters. Oh yeah, and they got a lot of dirt. Now they're gonna have to really see. Now it'll be very interesting to see how they break that Clark sister story down, because there's a whole lot of layers to the Clark sister story, and that is definitely that. Now the Clark sister story is a true yours, mine, and the truth situation, because baby. Woo wait, yeah, they better get the Clark sisters right. Now, Queen Latifah's executive producing that one, right? Yeah, Richard Pryor is definitely overdue. And Marvin Gaye is too, and I've actually learned a lot more. Ooh, Eartha Kitt. Y'all, who would do it? Who do you all think right now that's out there right now? Who do y'all think could do Eartha Kitt? I want to hear what y'all got to say. Who could do Eartha Kitt? Not if Mother Maddie Moss ain't throwing shoes. Ah! That's what I'm saying, Teddy. The Are the Clark sisters now? I think that Dorinda and them. Hold on, let me make sure I get the names right. Which one is the one that kept having babies? So they now her version of the story is that they anyway. One version is that she got kicked out. The other version is that she left. But that the mama. One version is that the mama was like, "Look, we can't be no gospel group," and she keep having babies. But then her version of the story, Zoe, hey, mother coming out the bushes. Zoe Saldana. Ooh. That's definitely a better choice than having her play damn Nina Simone. Because that was tragic. Hey Lulu B. That was tragic. That was just tragic. Black Panther sister, I don't know her name. Oh, she looks like Eartha Kitt. Yes. She looks like Eartha Kitt, J. Dot. Yeah. Hey Nicole Stevens. Taraji has a face. I don't She has a face. I like Taraji now. You know that's Cookie right there. I can't say nothing bad about Cookie with James in the room. Um, yeah, yeah. But I don't know her name either, J Dot. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I like that one. I'm Koja. Clark sisters were at my church growing up all the time. My pastor and mother, Maddie Moss Clark, were best friends. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, depending on whose version of the story they gonna tell, Teddy, because I done heard some stuff about Miss Maddie Moss. I done heard some stories about their mama. Okay, and everybody ain't lying. Everybody ain't lying about that woman. The sister was the niece, but she can't sing. Halle Berry, no, no, no. Halle Berry already fucked up Storm. She will not fuck up another icon for me. We're just not going to do that. We're not doing that. No. The person who plays Eartha will have to be able to learn some languages, dance, sing. Yeah, because see, what I want them to do, if they're gonna do Eartha, they're gonna do Eartha right, and they're going to give us the full experience that was Eartha Kitt. That woman was fluent in like 5 different languages, had traveled the world extensively. Now that's the other thing. Now her life started very tragic. She's somebody who her life started very tragically, but this woman was fluent. She sang fluently in other languages. She was world renowned. And even when she got blackballed here in the United States, she still held her head up high. Yeah, if they're gonna do it, they better do it right. But you're right, we're overdue for that. We are overdue for Eartha Kitt. Hey Stephanie Renee, how you doing, boo? Oh, Alina Horn story would be good too. Alina Horn story would be good too. You thought who was still kicking? Diane Carroll. Diane Carroll is still alive. I love me some Diane Carroll. Ooh, I love me some Diane Carroll. Now I don't know all her dialogues like Jay Wilson does, but honey, you talk about ooh, now if Lisa Bonet would come out of retirement, mm-hmm, yeah. Cause see, Lisa Bonet would go there. Lisa Bonet would go there. That would be good. That would be good. That's a good one, Spilly Boy. I would love a new actress to do Eartha. Yeah, I mean, they could, and definitely, I'm sure there's somebody out there that could kill it. But I was just thinking of people who we already sort of know. But I'm still stuck on Black Panther sister. I'm stuck on her, y'all. Y'all saw they announced that the sequel, Black Panther sequel, is coming out in 2022, right? So we gotta wait 2 years for the damn movie. But anyway, Lord willing, I'm still here. The church excommunicated them for performing at one of the secular awards shows. Who, the Kojic Church, Deidre? The Kojic Church did that? Alicia Keys. She will make a good Lena in the looks, but can she act? We know she could do the singing part. We know she got the looks, but can she act? Because what I don't want is, I mean, we're gonna have to find somebody with a triple threat. We're just gonna have to find somebody with that triple threat because you're not gonna give me one without the other. I'm sorry. They have to be bilingual for sure. Yeah, they definitely Eartha Kitt was quadlingual because she spoke like 5 languages, didn't she? I don't know if she can do the voice, honey. Mother, I'm so mad you've been taking it easy on Darla. Now you got me going in on her. No, he only took easy. No, he only gave Darla a pass last week because of that tragic story. He gonna be back in Darla ass this week. I promise. I bet you. He gonna be back on her this week. And it's funny because normally I don't give it to Darla that bad. James went easy on Darla this week, and I was giving it to her. Teddy, who you windmilling with? Alicia was pretty good in The Secret. I forgot about The Secret Life of Bees. She was pretty good in that. You right. I forgot all about it. They talked about it on Unsung. I never saw the Clark Sisters Unsung. Did I? Hold on, let me think. Yes, I did. I just forgot that. Okay. I ain't give her no pass in my review. No, you ain't give her no pass, and I didn't either. Because we had a whole conversation about last week's episode and with that whole storyline. We had a whole conversation about that. Mother, did you go see the movie The Kitchen? Did you like it? I might go see it this weekend. I kind of want to see it. She'll learn French from within 2 years of being 2 weeks of being in France. See, some people have what's the word I'm looking for, Teddy? You're my linguist. Some people have for lack of a better word, an affinity for foreign languages. It just comes to them. Some people just have it. It's, these people that can speak 5 and 6 languages fluently. Some people just have it. And she was one of those people because I mean, it wasn't like she went to the best schools and was exposed to all these things. She literally learned from being fully immersed. And that's how she learned. And then she learned to sing fluently in these languages, which that's not easy either. That would start her career back up, Lisa Bonet. But you know what? Here's the thing, Regina. I think Lisa Bonet is fine. I don't think she's looking to start her career. I think she's fine doing what she does. She runs a ranch outside of LA for wayward girls. Like she good. Have you seen her husband? I think she's fine. Yeah. Have you seen that man she married to? That specimen. Yeah, I don't think Lisa Bonet is looking. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I don't mean it has always been that way. I think she probably did want a big acting career, and it just kind of didn't happen for her the way she wanted it to or thought it would. But I think she's content now because I didn't know I found out. I don't know what I was looking at. I was reading the article or something because this is something she doesn't talk about it. She doesn't. She just does it. But yeah, she runs a ranch outside of LA for wayward teens. Yeah, she's married to Aquaman. She's fine. Lisa dabbles in film, but from the back end. Yeah. And I've seen her. Like I've seen. Like, do y'all look at Drunken History or Drunk History? Again, the history nerd in me. I love that show. It's funny. It comes on Comedy Central. It's a silly ass concept, but it's a good show. And she's been on there a couple of times. Oh, Phyllis Hyman biopic. When I tell y'all, I still love me some Phyllis Hyman. I still cry sometime about that. because Phyllis Hyman used to speak to me. And even now, there are some songs of hers, depending on what mood I'm in, honey, that I just need to, I just need to, I just need it. I just need it. And I still remember where I was and what I was doing when I found out she was dead. I still remember. And Teddy, you just took me there. I love that woman. I love that woman. Anika Noni Rose would be a good Eartha. She would be good. I think she would be good. And she is a triple threat. I think, yeah, I could see her doing that. Do I think Munchip? That's a good question. Do I think Bill Cosby halted her career? Do I think that Bill Cosby blacklisted her? Yeah, I do. And even if he didn't consciously blacklist her, he ain't help her. I'm sure if producers called him or directors called him, I doubt he was like, yeah, hire her. He probably was like, well, let me tell you about what happened with me. Yeah, because Bill Cosby took that shit personally. When she chose to have a baby and get married, he took that personally. When she did Angel Heart, I don't know how many of y'all remember that movie, Angel Heart, and she went topless, he took it very personally because in his mind, those children were really, and now that we know a little bit more about Bill Cosby and how controlling he can be, he really treated those kids like they were his children. And if they made career decisions that he didn't agree with or he didn't like, he took it personally. So do I think he got on the phone and blacklisted her? Maybe not. But if a director was interested in Lisa Bonet, I don't think he helped her any. You know what I'm saying? Because remember what he did with Erica Alexander when she did Living Single and he blasted Living Single. And I'm like, damn, she just came off your show. She just came off of A Different World. This is a show about well, they didn't call us millennials. We were Gen Xers or whatever the hell we were in the 90s. Black professionals doing the damn thing in New York City, entrepreneurs and lawyers and stockbrokers and Bill Cosby blasted the show because they talked about having unwedded sex. Like, it's like, are you serious right now? Like, you can't see the forest for the trees. And I'm like, damn, you're gonna publicly blast a woman that came off of your platform. Like, wow. I don't know if Bill Cosby's wife divorced him. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really followed it. I don't know. But if she did, she only doing it to protect the money. She knew what that man was doing. Child. Here we go again. Simone and Richard making connections. Y'all be making all kinds of connections in my chat. People be knowing each other. Oh, yeah. Hypocrisy at its best. Yeah, she was topless. And, he really, like I said, him and Lisa Bonet, and him and Lisa Bonet had a tumultuous relationship because Lisa Bonet would not bend to his will. She did her own thing. Lisa Bonet has always dance to the beat of her own drum. You know what I'm saying? And when her and Lenny Kravitz started dating, and then she got pregnant, like he had a problem with it. Like he really, now to his credit, he let her come back on the show. To his credit, they got her the Hillman spinoff, and when that didn't really work out for her, well, Different World spinoff, and when that didn't really work out for her, they did let her come back onto a Cosby Show. So to his credit, he did, but I feel like he almost did that in a look. Nobody else would take you, so all right, you can come back home. And again, that's just my 2 cents on it, y'all. That's me on the outside looking in. I don't know what their situation was. Oh, they just renewed their vows? Well, there you go. Oh Lord. If you weren't doing squeaky clean family shows, Bill Cosby didn't see it for you. Absolutely. Sean and Marlon Wayans talk about how he trashed that show, but congratulated Damon. Exactly. Thank you, J Dot. I'm about to shut it down though. Because I got it, y'all. It's almost 9:00, and I still have to do Ambitions, Basketball Wives, and like I said, I want to do Queen Sugar, but baby, I don't know if that's gonna happen tonight. She was like a Black Widow spider to that show. It wasn't good till she left. What you talking about? A Different World with Lisa Bonet on A Different World. Oh, if that's what you're talking about, you're right. It was a totally different show when she left. Like that first season of A Different World is almost like the lost episodes. You know what I'm saying? Or if you were a child, like a teenager today, looking at A Different World from the first episode all the way through. That first season you could throw out. You could just throw that whole damn season away. Whitley was different. Like Whitley was Whitley was unlikable in that first season. And she was still a snob after that, but they gave her some likability. Like there was nothing about Whitley that you wanted to like in that first season. You know what I'm saying? They had the token white girl, with Marissa Tomei. That whole first season, throw it away. You could throw that whole first season away. I gotta do Queen Sugar and David. Yeah, I'm about to get off of here in a minute, my damn self, y'all, because I gotta do Basketball Wives. Because everybody looks at the Basketball Wives reviews. I gotta get that one out. I don't think Lisa Bonet is a bad actress. I just think I don't know. I mean, I don't see her accepting no Oscar awards, but I don't think she's a bad actress. Will you still review Housewives? Yes, I'm gonna do Dallas. Dallas starts up next week, right? I'm gonna do Housewives. I think I might be the only black reviewer on YouTube that does Housewives of Dallas, but I actually like Housewives of Dallas. Them girls are crazy down there in Dallas, okay? They are crazy down there in Dallas. I do. I'm gonna review Dallas. Yeah, I did Beverly Hills. I did the last season of Beverly Hills. Go back. Did I set up go back and I just did that last season was trash, but I did review it. Hey Verbe, how you doing? Verbe. I always put an R in there. Yeah, the first season. I mean, everything about the first season of A Different World, throw it away. See, here's the thing about me doing Housewives of OC or New York or New Jersey. I have never looked at those shows. I don't know who these women are. So I don't know the storyline. So I'm a little nervous about starting because I've seen other reviewers, and this is no dig at anybody, but I've seen other reviewers try to review a show that's like 5 or 6 seasons old, a reality show. And they make comments about stuff that has a backstory to it. And then it just doesn't work. Like when I started doing Married to Medicine, I'm gonna tell y'all the God's honest truth. I started doing Married to Medicine when I started doing YouTube, and I'm getting off of here after this story. And what I did was I went back and I binge watched all of the Married to Medicine that I could find because all of the seasons are not on demand. And Married to Medicine is on Hulu, but Hulu wanted me to pay. Do y'all know Hulu is not like Netflix? Hulu, you pay for your Hulu subscription, and then there are certain shows that they want you to pay for separately. I was like, I'd be damned if I'm getting ready to pay, and I already paid a Hulu subscription. I'm not getting ready to pay extra to watch Housewives of Married to Medicine. So y'all know what I did? For the seasons that I could not find on demand or on YouTube, I watched James's reviews. I went back to his old playlist and I watched his reviews, and that is a true story. I told him that too. So when I started doing Married to Medicine, I had a pretty decent idea of what was what. Going back and doing OC or doing New York and New Jersey, that's just so much that I don't know. I get attacked on Basketball Wives LA for that reason. People want me to hate Evelyn for how she used to be when I wasn't watching. Yeah, and that's the thing. I didn't watch the old, but like this whole Jackie that James was talking about, that this is the old Jackie. I don't know this Jackie. The only Jackie I know is the Jackie from last season because I just started watching it. I never watched the Basketball Wives, but at least with Basketball Wives, I did know some of the storylines because you would just hear about them. Like I knew some of the I knew some of the people of Married to Medicine. I knew some of the storylines because I would hear about it in passing, or I had other friends who watched it. But I don't know anybody who watches OC, New York, or New Jersey. I just don't. I don't have those conversations. So I'm not going. I mean, I never say never. I'm gonna say probably not though, because it's just a lot. It's a lot to have to go back. Well, you know what, Deirdre? I feel the same way about. It's funny. I said I was gonna say this and then get off, but I'm really gonna get off after this. It's funny watching Real Housewives of Potomac and living in this area, and some of the stuff that they do and say and the way they act about certain things. I just be like, girl, stop. Like, it's not that serious. Like, first of all, Potomac is nice. Don't get me wrong. Potomac is a very nice area, but it ain't like exclusive plush and it's got gates at the front and you got to have a secret password to get in. Like, it ain't like that. Like, the next time Spiller Boy come to DC, we can drive down to Potomac and go to any of those restaurants. I know where half them damn restaurants are where, and I said that in my review this week, where Chris and Monique went to dinner in this week's episode because Monique didn't go to go with them. Um, Me and my family just went there for my dad's birthday in April. Like, it's a nice restaurant. Don't get me wrong. It's a very nice restaurant. But I'm like, I've been there. Like Fig and Olive. I've been there. Like a lot of places that they go, a lot of things that they do. I'm looking at the show and some of that stuff, I'm just like, child, like it is not what y'all making it out to be. Like y'all are really playing with me right now. Like to be honest with you, they give Karen a lot of flack for living in Great Falls, but let me tell y'all some real tea. Great Falls is more exclusive than Potomac. And they give Karen all that flack about moving to Great Falls, but like a lot of the Redskins players live in Great Falls. A lot of the businessmen who work in DC live in Great Falls. And don't get me wrong, again, Potomac does have all those things as well. But again, when we start talking about exclusive, read between the lines what I'm telling y'all. When we start talking about exclusive, Great Falls is more exclusive than Potomac. Let me get off of here. Yeah, Monique and Candace went to Fig and Olive when Monique was trying to tell Candace she was doing too much. Oh yeah. And Karen actually moved back to Potomac. She lives down the street from Monique now. J Dot said, yes, it is. You know what I'm talking about, J Dot. Exactly. You know that Great Falls is baby. Great Falls is one of them places you might get pulled over after dark if you get caught in the wrong neighborhood because they know you don't live there. Say it again. Robin lives, and again, I know where Robin lives. Robin lives, she don't live actually in Baltimore. Her family's from Baltimore. She's from Baltimore. But Robin, I know exactly where, I don't know her address, but I know the complex where, I know where Robin lives too. I could take, Spilly Boy, the next time you here, I could take you to where Robin live, the neighborhood where Robin live. I could take you to the neighborhood where Candace live. I know where Candace live. And here's the funny thing. The only person that lives in Potomac during this current season, the only person that lives in Potomac is Giselle and Monique. Don't none of the rest of them live in Potomac. Ashley lives in Virginia. Karen lives in Great Falls. Robin lives on the outskirts of Baltimore, like in the suburb of Baltimore. Um, who's the other one I'm missing? Well, we know Katie don't live in Potomac. Who am I missing? Candace, Ashley, Robin, Giselle, Karen. I guess I got everybody. Yeah. So it's funny living here and seeing it because I'll be like, child. I know that's right, Spiller Boy. Yeah, I'm not saying I would take him there. I'm just saying it ain't that. Oh, I'm just saying it's right there. It ain't it like I know where these people live. Like when the first time they showed Robin's house when she first moved into those townhouses and they said what part of Maryland it was, I knew exactly. I said, I know exactly what that is. I know exactly what that is. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not coming for nobody. I'm not coming for nobody, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying when you live in the town with these housewives and stuff, and you see it, and you like, me and my cousin talk about that stuff all the time. We be like, Potomac is not that. Like they making it out to be that. Potomac is not. It's nice. Again, it is nice, but like it's definitely not Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no. But again, don't get me wrong, y'all. It's nice. Like Monique's house is gorgeous, and I'm sure Karen's house is gorgeous, and I'm sure her moving into that new house. I'm sure we're gonna see it all next season and everything. Because Monique said that on one of her lives that Karen lives down the street from her now, that she's back in Potomac. So but again, and I'm not taking nothing away from those women because hey, I could fit 4 of my houses in all of their houses. So not all of their houses, but definitely Monique's house and Karen's house. So I'm not taking nothing away from any of those women. Don't get me wrong, but again, it's just funny. Anyway, let me get off here for real. Even Paris has this moment. Well, yeah, Monique and Karen are my favorites. Great Falls and Potomac have the richest area codes, but it's obvious they're all country. Yeah, I mean they're way in the outskirts. They're way in the outskirts. Yeah, if I were to go from my house to Great Falls, we packing a lunch. We packing the lunch. All right, y'all. I'm out. Thank you, everybody. And in about an hour, I guess, look for my Real House. I mean, see, y'all got me saying Real Housewives. Oh, real quick, I'm gonna say this. My last two, and we'll talk about this more later, maybe on my next live. My last two hashtags were about the Real Housewives. And I was gonna say, word on the street is that Giselle Bryant and Jamal Bryant been sniffing around each other again. And I was gonna talk about that. And then something hit today about Nene Leakes acting the damn fool down to the airport, knocking phones out of people's hands. But we'll talk about that on the next live, y'all. We'll come back to that. Anyway, y'all have a great evening. I will talk to y'all later. Views of you. Thanks again for your super chat, baby. And I will talk to y'all later. Out.